So next presenter is Dr. Gaia Raffaella Greco. She's a researcher of Institute for High Performance Computing and Networks, ICAR, of the National Research Council of Annapolis, with the National Quantum Science and Technology Institute. Dr. Gaia Raffaella Greco coordinates POC 8 dedicated to technological transfer, and the title of her talk is National Quantum Science and Technology Institute, an innovative ecosystem for Italian companies. Please.
Thank you very much. Good evening to everyone. Yes, I would change totally argument of discussion because this is more an institutional presentation. I will present, as introduced by Michael, technology transfer activities of the NQSTI, the National Quantum Science and Technology Institute. We will talk about the Italian ecosystem. We are doing some researches, some investigations on the companies that already have quantum research projects in Italy. Let me just say and give a dimension of the NQSTI project. Because it represents now more than half of the total public investment in quantum research in Italy. We have two projects of the PNRR measure that are the Extended Partnership and the National Competence Center, but XG, the National Competence Center, has got only one activity on quantum computing, while NQSTI is totally quantum. That's why it represents more than half of the budget of the public investment. NQSTI has very low TRLs levels. There are mainly public institutions. There are University Federico II, FBK in Trento, University of Catania, many public partners. We have only two private companies that are Leonardo and Tasita, Lesa Alien Space Italia. Antigone and Marino before just presented the main structure of the project. There is no name of computing or sensing inside NQSTI. We have a theoretical part, we have the platform part, as just said, and we have two in this research value chains. We have two supporting activities that are technology transfer and education and outreach. Technology transfer, there are these arrows because we try to collaborate. Every single institutions manage one spoke. So technology transfer is more devoted to have relationships, to know, to report on quantum companies, while Spoke 9 has a very hard task to do because they do outreach for students, but they do outreach also for general companies, not high-tech companies. And they do masters and education programs also for professionals. So that's why we used to talk a lot between coordinators. Why NQSTI was born 3 years ago? The name is National Quantum Science Institute, but it is a program, it is a project. So the founders had this strategic and vision to build something that could last longer than a PNRR project. We have a pawn call, a financial call, a new one, as you know better than me. So maybe this project will last longer effectively at this time. We hope so. We are working together with the CNR, with the other university, very hard to make this machine works. So we hope so. Which were the main reasons? As you can read, fragmentation of research lines. It means that we speak about quantum physics, no, but we do not have an institute for quantum physics now. For example, okay, we are talking about nuclear physics, electronic engineer, optoelectronics, so many, material science. Okay, so the general idea is to coordinate, to collaborate between universities and institutes to build something on quantum research. Other main reasons regards scarcity of personnel that is evident all over in as I said, in the United States, they just speak about quantum winter because of the scarcity of personnel with the shortage. We are not in Europe at this point. We have more laureates in physics in general, but maybe soon we will have a scarcity of personnel. So we have to work also with the education activities and the outreach ones to build new students, new people that could work on these topics. And poor funding for Italy, very poor funding, very, very poor, as we will see later. No? Okay. I will not speak about all the technology transfer activities of NQSTI, because Città della Scienza will close, but we will focus on two main ones. The first one is the financial measure for the firms that at this time are closed. Maybe we hope to have other open calls for companies. And the other activity is the monitoring activity. That means to monitor company status at a national level and at the same time to coordinate, to collaborate with European organizations that have the same purposes. As for example, the European Quantum Industry Consortium or Quantera or the flagship project. So this Lucido, this slide synthesizes the companies that we financed in our first, we hope so, call. We received 15 projects, 12 were chosen scientifically and at the administrative burden level. Some of these firms are from Napoli, are present here today. It was not that easy because when speaking about quantum companies in Italy, statistics speak about 5, 6, 7 firms nationally. Which are the real numbers? We don't know. We are studying. Anyway, we received 15 applications, and it is really interesting. The startup application for cooperative projects and for joint labs that are very interesting applications because the collaboration will last on a 3 years, lo dico domani, basis. But it's really interesting to see the which arguments, no, which kind of research do they work on. There is For example, very different. We didn't know when we presented the measures. Human-robot interaction, for example. There are cybersecurity applications. There is a very big Italian diagnostic company that is working on using light to identify bacteria in blood. So we have, of course, one project on Earth gravity and sensing. Niente. So the other activity, as I'm promising a report, it's 1 year, but we are going to publish it. Because we have now the open call winners, and we want to insert this company inside our report that was finished already. So we collect data on Italian companies that are already involved in quantum research. We first asked to the Technology Transfer Organization that form NQSTI. The first response gave us the name of 87 firms, so many, very unexpected at the beginning. And then we continue our research, analyzing participation to trade fairs, in consulting reports, and most of all, we analyzed the Cordis dataset, that is the dataset of European Union that that gives information about all the cooperation research projects from Horizon Europe to other financial European measures. Just to say, for example, the Quantera dataset has only two Italian companies. Of course, institutionally, this is really important, because when we represent the country or the sector, it's not useful to have two companies in a data set. Anyway, these are first evidences of the analysis of many consulting reports, scientific economic literature, institutional one, OECD, World Trade Organization, etc., etc. For example, as I said before, there is the government spending on quantum research, quindi public spending. As you can see, in 2 times, we have also all on 2 times analysis. As you can see from the last one, from McKinsey, Italy does not appear at all. In the first one, there is not, in the second, after 3 years, there is not Italy. So maybe nationally and institutionally, we have to give some messages to our main stakeholders. This is another question, but it's too long, and it's on how they make forecasts on technological sectors, because they make forecasts on specifically on quantum computing. Quantum computing is growing very rapidly. The other sectors are not at all discussed properly. Anyway, and this is another question. Other finalities that you will see, for example, this is very interesting. It's an S-curve of innovation. I'm an economist, and we use S-curves to synthesize technological stages of development. And this is made by the World Economic Forum. And for example, it's something that we said during this conference, because it gives us ideas what quantum readiness, okay? Which are quantum technologies are going to approach the market, really? So that will be useful also for us to inform companies that are not in the quantum sectors. You can see here we have now quantum-inspired optimization, quantum-inspired machine learning, but sensing is the closest one. Okay, nanometers, gravimeters, okay. Okay. So just to say, I like also this picture because another point is what I was saying before. Niente, I have no time, just the last one, because this is our report. And as you can see, we are collecting data on Italian companies with quantum research projects. And now the amount is about 151. And these are the sectors. We have more than 35 spin-offs because new spin-offs have to be inserted inside the data set. And I hope we will soon present this report at the NQSTI level, sooner or later. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for nice presentation. Please, questions and comments. I have some question. You talked about the NQSTI activity, the industry joint laboratories and prototypes. And what about the international industry companies involved in this activity? International, not national.
Yes, very interesting question. Because for the national project, for the open calls, for the financial calls, we could finance only Italian companies or international companies with an Italian subsidiary. That's why I'm talking about, there are, of course, many universities and research centers that has got with international companies, almost because, and I want to say it, many research managers we've seen today, or a research director, are Italian. So for Quantware, for Amazon, for Candela, for Righetti, for Algorithmic, so many. They are all Italian. So maybe we have to ask us something. And it's also one of the institutional purpose of the project, to understand why, to make something, also if it is very difficult.
Okay, thank you very much again.